Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people, and Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
I really don't know the reasons. I'm not part of those decisions, but they were the best studio that we had besides the feature animation. They had the most amazing animators. It was always sad when that studio sort of dismantled and the artists went elsewhere. They had the best artists, and Ryan O'Loughlin, who was the lead on Lion King 1.5, was like one of the stars there. And he was really, you know, I always say that Ryan was the reason why Lion King 1.5 looks so great, because the studio, I don't know if you know this, we actually used footage from the first Lion King. So it's the retelling of the first Lion King from Timon and Pumbaa's point of view. So we used footage from the actual movie. We didn't recreate the footage when you see the scenes that were, you know, scenes from the first movie. So we, you know, as you know, because of that, we needed to make sure all the scenes in between were at that same level, or as close as we can get. And it was the Australian studio that was able to capture that. They were really, really amazing.
Definitely. When you got your role, how did that play out?
On Lion King 1.5?
Lion King 1.5, yeah.
Well, I had already done 2 movies at Disney, and I also did a short film. I directed a short film, Donald Duck Stuck on Christmas. And it was the third movie that it was my third feature-length movie. And they were looking for a director, and I had a good standing with them. They liked my first 2 movies, so they approached me and they offered me that movie. There was nothing that I really did. They just offered it to me. And at that time, it was called Lion King 3. So we just got it from, when I started, it was just a very, very, very simple idea. There was no script or anything. It was just, what if we told Lion King, you know, retold Lion King from Timon and Pumbaa's point of view. That was all that we had, so I started at the very beginning.
Yeah, that makes sense. In The Lion King 2, it doesn't end with another cub being born. It ends with them sort of roaring instead to establish their rule, you know, and that sort of may have told a lot of people that maybe the story was ending there. So I can see why they would have eventually told it in a different way.
Yeah, I thought it was a brilliant idea. It was actually, you know, if you're familiar with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, those are the 2 characters from Hamlet, and they're these 2 very, very small role. They you know, don't kill the messenger. They're the 2 messengers that go along with Hamlet on his journey, that movie is told from their point of view. And it was that was the inspiration for Lion King 1.5, is imagine taking this big epic story and telling it from the comic character's point of view.
That makes sense because, you know, the Lion King, from what I read, was partly inspired by Hamlet, you know?
Absolutely. That's why. Why not then do the same thing for one of the sequels? It was I just thought it was a great idea. It made me excited to want to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. And you can argue that Prince Caspian in the Narnia series was partly inspired by Hamlet as well, you know, with the similar uncle is king, and as a result of killing the father of the character, you know, or the
Yes,
main
absolutely.
protagonist. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's true.
so yeah, what was directing it like, and what was the process?
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.